Hi, I'm Kathleen Daniele. I'm a registered nurse and nurse preceptor, and I'd like to talk to you today about improving our preceptor program. Value the preceptor, value the process. We have a new clinician. We see them come and go quite frequently. Under the current preceptorship program, we have a very stressed out clinician. After they come off orientation, this might be what they look like. They're thinking, I am so stressed. What do I do? Did I give that med? Was that order safe? How do I document what I just did? Who do I call? These are valid questions. And without a sound preceptorship program, a new clinician might be feeling overwhelmed, just like this clinician. A failing preceptorship program is very impactful to an organization in a negative way. It decreases the morale of the nurses and the managers. It brings down the synergy of a team. It increases the risk of the organization and the risk for errors, the risk for clinician safety, rushing around, maybe tripping over an animal or falling out of a door. And ultimately, it increases the turnover. And we can see here with this chart that according to the OB hospitalist group, there is a higher cost in a turnover per nurse than the annual salary of a nurse. That's a huge comparison. The cost of turnover is detrimental to a company. So what can we do to change our turnover rate? Well, some clinical barriers include heavy caseloads, on-call stress, the stress of the weekend shifts, lack of confidence, lack of resources, documentation concerns, and the lack of in-office support. All of these things are serious barriers to the new clinician. The percentages here were taken from an internal survey of our new clinicians, and it appears as though over 50% of the barriers come from heavy caseloads and on-call stress and weekend stress. So understanding that and finding ways to help our clinicians get through those barriers can certainly help. The failing preceptor program is a vicious cycle. You have this clinician who is lacking in knowledge because they're new. And with that, they lack confidence. And that increases their frustration. And that leads to confusion, which can add to another layer of lacking knowledge. And it's just a vicious cycle. So understanding the cycle and how we can impact it can certainly help. First, we need to recognize what we do right. We do great things at Baycare, and our patients let us know. There's always room for improvement, though. But starting with what we do right will be the foundation for how we can build this program to address those barriers we just talked about. The general orientation, it's a great start. It talks about values, the mission statement, what's expected, a foundation that we should keep. The checklist is very thorough and it works. The yearly preceptor education is instrumental in bringing on new preceptors and getting everyone on the same page. But how can we improve? Our improved preceptor program can promote clinicians as a mentor. For an entire year, having that one-on-one with that same preceptor is invaluable. Having dedicated time frames for learning, not throwing the clinician into more than she can handle, and allowing a full week of shadowing by that preceptor so that that new nurse knows the preceptor is right there to help them through the problems that might occur. Dedicated in-office orientation, this is so important. Having the support of all of the different facets of the in-office staff will help them appreciate what the new clinician's going through. But in addition, they'll appreciate what the in-office people have to do. And that further knowledge will make those communications more successful. The 360 feedback system is another great way of helping a clinician understand where they might be struggling. and implementing that with each person that they interact with, like utilization review and the doctor's line and the telemed group, it really helps. Using that teach back method that we use with our patients, we should also be using with our new clinicians. In doing so, we're ensuring that what we're actually trying to instill in them, they're learning. Allowing flexibility in that 50% of those barriers we talked about earlier, by decreasing that caseload for them, not allowing them to even deal with the stress of weekends or on call in that first 3 months is crucial to their success. We should not be worrying about staffing our deficiencies with our new clinicians, because that is a vicious cycle in itself. While we're trying to staff our gaps in our caseloads, we're stressing out our clinicians who are then leaving, and then we're winding up with new gaps in our caseloads. We have to give them a chance to settle in, and this is a great way to address that. And it has to be enforced at the manager level as well. So my question to you, do you value the preceptor and do you value the process? Are you willing to support the changes that were proposed so that we can support our new clinician? And in doing that, we'll support our company's mission, which is ultimately to provide excellence in patient care. Our present clinician right now, yes, they're very stressed out, but we can have clinicians that are more grounded and comfortable and confident with some changes we can make to the Preceptor program. Thank you for your time. I want to leave you with one final thought. Walt Disney once said, "You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality." And he was right. Thank you.